But most clergy are not trained in family systems. Most clergy are not trained in, personal identity and all of those things. And so I think that this, is a wonderful intersection because it really allows for the parishioner or the congregant to have some assistance or discernment partner in doing the work and trying to make that meaning. I also serve as a pastor now at a new congregation, and just prior to getting on this call, I received a text message, and I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I'm getting ready to have this conversation, and because it
Ding, 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 ding.
probably preserved them from some of my vitriol, but also because it put me in the mind frame ready to have this conversation.
It brought all these memories back to the forefront. Okay,
Yes,
let's
it
look at
did.
it from this angle today,
Yes, it
right?
did. Yes, it did.
And that kind of leads us to what we have as a guiding question today, which is where do family systems roles? And we mentioned a few earlier, kind of like the hero, the scapegoat, the
Mhm.
lost child. Where do these family system roles show up in congregational life?
Okay.
Immediate question comes to, well, a scenario comes to mind of
Okay.
someone who was clergy, called to minister, but every ministry that she found herself in, there was a trail of chaos. Somehow everyone found issue with her and kind of her bluntness, her directness, that kind of thing. And so she became the scapegoat in
Mhm.
each of these ministries for what was ailing the ministries
Mhm.
until finally she ended up in the children's ministry. And kids love everybody.
Everybody, but they
They'll tell you the truth, but that was really a good home for her.
okay.
But I
Well, I'm
thought
glad she
about the
found a home.
hurt I think that she felt at being so isolated in the other spaces she tried to be a part of with the
Okay.
adults.
So you already named scapegoat, and I think that that's a wonderful naming for said person. The scapegoat is often the person that's, speaking their minds at the meetings.
Mhm.
They are the ones who, raise issues with some of the ways the church is functioning. They are the ones at the council meeting who is like, well, why do we do this and why do we do that? They are going to be named as well, they will be identified as the scapegoat. Again, the congregation is probably not going to have the language, but me
Right.
as a clinician doing this work, I can say, oh, this is definitely the scapegoat of the congregation. I would also maybe look at this person like the lost child. So you mentioned that, she kind of was exiled to or designated to the children's ministry.
Needed to.
Okay. And so I'm thinking that, oftentimes in our family systems, the one who kind of quietly slips away, right? Like they are isolated over on the East Coast and everybody else is south, right? And nobody barely do we ever hear from the one that's on the East Coast and nobody's asking. And that's the part to me that is more troubling to my soul, as they would say, because nobody's asking about that lost child. Everybody is focused on the hero, the indispensable congregant, the one that is showing up at all of the meetings, the one who is picking up all of the communion elements and doing all of the things right. So the family's focused on the hero, the lost child is somewhere, or the lost congregant is somewhere exiled and isolated, and the scapegoat is the one who gets blamed for everything. That's
Right.
very much those are the ones that I see most often in congregations.
Mhm.
Yeah, there probably are others that I could name, but maybe they'll come to me because I think the hero could be kinda like the caretaker. So it just depends, but I think those 3 are good ones to start with.